I don't know when last in my life I was so excited about a business and excited about the oils that we use in our house. Um, we've got so many testimonies, so we're definitely going to do the testimonies afterwards. So while we are busy with the class, and for everyone that is attending, who are using the oils already, please think about every small little thing where you've used the oils and it's really changed your life or your children's life, or just something stupid like a burn or anything like that. Because I do believe that there will be people that will listen to this class again in the future on social media and whatever. So they want to know. It's very easy just to say, listen, we do the Terra essential oils. Some people have never ever heard of essential oil. So they're like, oh, what hocus pocus stuff is this now, etc., etc. So if you start telling them that instead of having a whole medical kit, listen, you can have this kit or you can have these oils or a basic introductory kit or whatever, and this is what each of these oils will do for you. And if they start trying and using them themselves, they will see the difference that it makes in their families. So for me, it was difficult to decide exactly where I'm going to go with this class, especially with skincare. We did one already in beginning of December. So the anatomy of the skin we already went through. So anyone that maybe missed that class, you are more than welcome to contact the person that invited you to this class and ask them for a copy of that. So I decided that with the world that we live in today, it is extremely, extremely important for us to raise a new generation of kids and adults. I've got goosebumps now when I say this. We need to raise a new generation of kids where they can understand how we can change our bodies, how we can change our minds, and how we can change our hearts by deciding for yourself. I mean, we're not always going to be there as moms or dads or whoever is helping you raise your children. So they need to get to a point where they understand that I need to make this decision for myself. So with the new kids collection, and I know that we touched on it last week as well, but going through all the ingredients of all the different blends in the new kids collection, I was absolutely amazed, like amazed, amazed, amazed. All these blends you can physically either use for protection in the body, or you can use it on the skin, or you can use it for mind and for the heart, for the little ones, teenagers, and adults. So this is a range. If you've never used essential oils before, I'm telling you now, get this range. It's an amazing introduction to essential oils from a little small little baby all the way up to grandma that is 80, 85, 90 years old. Okay. But if we are going to combine body, mind, and heart together, then we need to do different steps in our life every single day in the correct way. Okay, so with doTERRA, we have a wellness pyramid. So for us, it's not about selling oils. It is about educating people. You can sell millions of rands worth of essential oils, but if people do not know how to use them, they won't use them because they don't know the education behind every single oil that there is and why they are using it. And if they use it wrong, it can be more toxic towards their bodies than it will be good. So with the wellness pyramid, this is our 5 different steps of where we start. So at the top, not at the top, at the bottom, but one of the most important ones are eating right. And Faranak, I'm going to give you a chance just now after explaining this one. So you might get yourself ready. So eating right is the most important step every single day. If you suffer from arthritis, rheumatism, eczema, acne, depression, fear, immunity, bad immune system, any sickness or anything that goes which is not normal, is because of not eating right. Yes, there are illnesses like diabetes and stuff like that where you are born with it, but you can still control it. So at the end of the day, we need to eat right. You can use all the oils in the world, but if you eat McDonald's, KFC, and Steers every single day of your life, it will not make a difference. Even though it will protect the system, but you need to eat right. That's the most important. Then we go on to exercise. So moms, what are we doing with our kids? Are we going to for a jog with them? Are we teaching them how important it is to do daily exercise? I'm very skuldig in that way, very, because I have a very busy life. But go and play golf with your kids. Just go for a walk with them. Just get them into the routine of how important it is to do a daily exercise. Then by reducing toxic load. Okay, what is toxins? Everything that we use in our household has toxic waste in it. So, oh, which type of shampoos are you using and your kids? And when I say you, I mean your whole family. So that is the most amazing thing about doTERRA, is that they are helping us to limit the toxic loads that we put into our bodies. We use the hair care routine shampoo and conditioner. It is amazing. We use the toothpaste. We use the On Guard wash as a sanitizer, and it's definitely not drying out your hands. So we need to start replacing all the stuff in our homes, which is causing toxic load into our systems. Unfortunately, now with all the sanitizing going around, it is difficult, but we can counteract that again with the oils. Then we have our informed self-care. So with informed self-care, we know what we can do to take care of our bodies, and that's where the essential oils comes in. Now, with saying that, someone can say to me, okay, no, but it's fine. I'll go to a shop. I'll definitely get myself some lavender there at the whatever Body Shop or Cliques or whatever. No, you cannot do that. There's a huge difference in a certified pure therapeutic grade oil, which doTERRA is, towards something that is in a shop. Did you know that if you buy an essential oil from a shop, or you take it from the shelf, and it says pure, they only need to put in 8% of pure essential oils in that bottle. Only 8%. So the rest, the other 92%, are all completely toxic load. There was a science that was done, and I know that I'd mentioned this before in the previous class, but there was a science about lavender. That lavender, which was not 100% pure, actually caused man boobs in young boys because of the toxicity that it caused the children to take in. And that was only by bubble bath. That's bad. Okay. And then our last pyramid level is proactive medical care. Now, I want all of you to understand that we are not against Western medicine at all, not at all. But why would you want to be on sleeping tablets or pain tablets every single day of your life if you can stop it from happening by using the essential oils? So I want you, while I'm talking, think to yourself and give yourself a rating of 1 to 10 of eating right, exercise, rest and manage your stress, reduce toxic load, informed self-care, and your proactive medical care. Okay, so think about that, and then Faranak, I'm going to give it over to you. And when Faranak is done, then we're going to start with all the ingredients and all the different oils that we can use from the kids collection. Thanks, Mel.
Dankie, Lazan. Over to you, Faranak. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me see if I can share my screen. Yeah, I can. Okay, perfect. Okay, good morning, everyone. Nice to be with you again. So I'm just gonna quickly talk about the importance of nutrition for teenagers. As we all know, with the arrival of puberty comes a change in eating habits and dietary requirements. It is a tricky time to keep your children on the right track. Teenagers are basically high-wired to take the easy option whenever possible. So the dangers of convenience food are kind of multiplied by this time, and it is up to you to use this time to your advantage. So to put the right foods under the teenage nose, and they won't bother looking elsewhere. So meanwhile, they are also now old enough to cook for themselves and to understand why the good nutrition is so important, to understand how to eat right and establish right eating habits right from the beginning. So now what's happening within the teenage body? So what is growing? It's basically everything is growing. So teenagers grow spread starts from 8 to 12 years in girls and from 10 to 14 in boys. They basically grow in height about 10 centimeters within a year at their peak. Girls usually gain around 25 centimeters during this teenage growth time, and the boys are about like 30 centimeters until the age of 17. And basically, to fuel this hormone-induced body, they need food, and they need a lot of it. So girls of 14 to 18, they need around about 2,000 calories per day, and then while boys need a slightly more, they need about 20 to 40% more, about 2,800 calories per day. So if you're wondering where all the food in your house is going, it is actually your teenage son, and they kind of never, they never satiated with the food. So basically, with regards to all these hormonal changes in the body, also with like exhausting school schedule, possible love interests, and etc., then it's enough to leave any parent at a loss for what to do. And then basically, by this time, I think the kiddies' honeymoon is over, and then what you've got now is a young adult in making. So it is very important to look at nutrition. So what's happening in the body? So there is a lot of change happening within the body to meet their growing needs, and these change. Basically, teenagers need a lot of nutrient-dense food. Boys often seem impossible to be basically satisfied with the food. You may be tempted to drop the ball now and basically go for the convenience of processed and packaged foods. Don't do that. Rather, fill your kitchen and your fridge with accessible snacks for your teenager to help him to basically let them help themselves. Think of like things like healthy snacks like boiled eggs, roast chicken, cheese, fruits, nuts, and basically seeds and nuts, and so on. So basically think smart and try and plan ahead. Basically, protein is very important for satiety, and healthy fats are essential for energy. So make sure that they are included in basically every meal. Teenagers usually have some issues and some troubles. One of them is acne, as Lazan is going to go through it within a lot further details. I'm just going to touch on the nutrition part of it. Research shows that acne doesn't really arise in traditional societies eating traditional food or real food. So we believe it is directly linked to the modern industrial diet, and recommending that if you remove sugar and wheat specifically from your teens' diet, their skin condition can get a lot better. There is a strong evidence that certain foods can basically affect the problems within your skin adversely, and they are usually high glycemic foods, foods that are packed with sugar and refined carbs, things like white bread, cornflakes, cakes and biscuits, and sugary drinks and foods. The second suspect is milk. However, we suggest that dropping milk or possibly other dairies, if you see that the skin issue is like the spots strike and the skin issue is basically going really bad, you can drop it for a week and see if it makes any difference. However, if you do that, we do need that teenagers need a lot of calcium. So then in that case, you need to definitely supplement with calcium. The other thing which can affect, which is really good for the skin, is with vitamin A and E along with zinc. They are effective in both preventing and treating acne. So consider a multivitamin that includes high doses of these micronutrients. The other problem that we can see most specifically in girls is basically anemia, which is basically common in teenage girls, usually as a result of menstruation in conjunction with poor dietary choices. Adolescence is often a time of experimentation, and if your teenage gets her timing right or wrong, she may, for example, go vegan just before her period hits. So if your teen is diagnosed with anemia, she will need to basically take supplements, iron supplements. Animal protein also will help to increase the iron levels, and make sure that you include animal proteins, things like red meat, chicken, fish, in their daily routine. If your teenage girl decides to go vegetarian, Then, however, we don't recommend going vegan or vegetarian for kids, but if this is something that is really common with regards to the kids, so give her eggs, peas, beans, and lentils, and also make sure that they consume foods which are high in vitamin C, things like citrus fruits, tomatoes, sweet potato, which is necessary to help with the absorption of iron within the plant source. So it is very important to do that in order to make sure that they get enough protein. Yeah, and then the other issue is a lot of the eating disorders happen around teenage years. So having a child which suffers an eating disorder basically ranks right up there on top of the parents' nightmare list. They are more likely to manifest in girls, but boys are also susceptible to them. So keep an eye and look out for any of the following warning signs, which shows that they are basically going towards the eating disorder. Things like obsession with body image or weight, basically dieting, even though they are not overweight, fast and unexplained weight loss or weight gain, making excuse not to eat, basically if they are doing obsessive kind of exercising, really like unnecessary, but they are obsessed with like too much of exercise. If they're avoiding social events involving food, if they're going to the bathroom straight after food, if they are eating alone or in secret, or if they are consuming diet pills or laxatives. So basically, if you see any of these symptoms, please just do yourself a favor and go and ask for help immediately, because the longer it is allowed to manifest, the worse it will become. And many eating disorders are actually the result of anxiety and low self-esteem. So a lot of the times it has emotional issues which cause these eating disorders to happen, but it is very common during these teenage years. The other thing is mood swing. So there are some habits and basically foods that can help balance the mood. So one of them is that eat regularly and don't miss breakfast. So anyone who is experienced the symptom of hunger. So what hunger stands for? Hunger means that anger brought on by hunger. So we call it hunger, meaning that you are angry because you are hungry. So it is quite prevalent in pregnant women as well, and also as the same as teenagers. So if you basically experience the symptoms of hunger, you will know the importance of eating regularly. So breakfast is one of the most common meals that is missed by teenagers, especially late risers rushing to get to school. We all know that teenagers usually they love to sleep a little bit more in the morning. So you might have a child which is usually like wakes up early in the morning, and suddenly you see them that they want to sleep throughout the day, they want to wake up late. So that is basically because of their age and all the hormonal changes. So just make sure that they have proper breakfast before going to school or before starting the day. Make sure that it is something more than just a cereal or a cracker or anything like that. As well as it helps if they avoid caffeine, as it can cause irritable sleepiness and headaches. You can also consider essential fatty acid supplements, things like omega-3, which can basically help in improving mood and depressive symptoms. And also it is important to look out for nutrition deficiencies, which can have negative effect on mood. Those nutrients are basically B vitamins, folic acid, iron, selenium. So yeah, that's quite important for mood. And basically, there are other supplements to also consider. Ideally, basically, your teenage will be getting all her nutrient requirements from the diet and won't need any supplements. But teens can be hard-headed and short-sighted, and won't necessarily eat what you tell them to eat. So especially when you are not around, or if, for example, they are going through that vegetarian phase. So as we've seen, there are also certain conditions such as depression, acne, that may benefit from the basically additional of specific vitamins and minerals to their daily intake. So consider supplements if these important nutrients are not being consumed in sufficient quantities. So these supplements are basically, one of them, the most important one is iron, which is basically they need a lot of it. So daily requirements for iron generally triples in adolescents due to the increased volume of blood in the body, as well as lean body mass. And this is basically a lot more important in girls with the menstruation which begins. So try and include red meat, seafood, and green leafy veg, as well as eggs into the diet. Calcium is the other important one. So half a person's adult strength is built during teen years, and calcium is very, very important for that strength. So make sure that they consume enough dairy. In the case that they don't like dairy or they limit it from their diet, then make sure that they supplement. Folic acid is very important for growth and development, and to basically to get off depression. So vitamin D is another essential vitamin for bone health. So make sure that you include oily fish, liver, cheese, and eggs, which are source of vitamin D. Another thing which is really important with vitamin D absorption is that they need to be exposed into the sun about 15 to 20 minutes during the between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. in the afternoon. If you know that they don't get that exposure, make sure that they are supplementing with vitamin D, as it is very common in South Africa as well. Magnesium is also required for healthy nerve and muscle function. So dark green vegetables and basically fish, they are a good source of magnesium. Zinc is also a powerful antioxidant, and it's good.
Sorry, where am I?
Yeah, so zinc is also very effective in treating acne. So make sure to also supplement with zinc if you don't get it from the diet. And then in general, basically fruits and vegetables are really, really good source of micronutrients to give you the vitamins and minerals that you need. So make sure that they include the fruits and vegetables within their diet. So I hope it helps. So that was a very short version of the importance of nutrition for teenagers. Yeah, and hope you find it helpful. So I will hand back to you, Lazan. I stop sharing my screen, and yeah, you can continue with your part. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Faranak. I really did learn something there as well, especially with I think now during lockdown and the school holidays, they are definitely sleeping a lot later, and then they wake up a lot later than normal. So that just really makes a huge difference in having a breakfast much earlier, and also getting all that vitamins into their bodies is extremely important. So thank you very much. I appreciate that you joined, and thank you for all your info and your knowledge and your everything that you share with us. Really appreciate it. I'm glad we can watch the class again after this. Okay, so thank you very much. Okay, so we are going into the okay, one second. Okay. Come. Okay, so we did the wellness pyramid. Okay, so now we're going to go into the self-care. So this is very important, and I really want you to get your children to understand all the different oils. They are not going to understand calmer. Okay, this is our range. Okay, so we have thinker, calmer, stronger, tamer, rescuer, steady, and brave. Okay, which is awesome names for the kids, but they will get to know them the longer they start using the oils. But what is amazing about this range is even the new Brevi diffuser. I don't know if you've guys seen that before. Let me show you. The new Brevi diffuser changes, I hope you can see the colors, changes colors exactly the same than the kids collection. So you can use this diffuser at nighttime in your kids' rooms, especially your little younger ones, which might have a little bit of a scare at night, or they want to sleep with the light on. So it really changes all the colors of all the different types of oils, which I think is flipping brilliant. So even just by seeing the color lights, it will also attract their feelings and their emotions towards what is going on inside their bodies. So this whole range has been classified into your body, into mind, and also into your heart. So I will, as we go through the oils, I'm going to tell you which one is for what. So This is our whole range. It smells absolutely divine. So this is our little kids range. So it comes in a nice little pocket or nice little pouch. And then also the little lids that they can put on, and they can put it on their backpacks or their pencil cases, whatever. Take it to school. Moms, please just mark it, I think, because I think the kids at school is definitely going to be very jealous of our little children having and taking this to school. So our first oil that we are going to do is our Brave. Okay, so what does that tell you? This is definitely, we need some braveness. So this is for our little ones and for their hearts. So the Brave is, oh, no, I can't read that. So definitely to start off your day and to make them in those times where they feel uncertain, or they need courage and they are struggling with confidence. They are maybe getting bullied at school. They maybe don't want to leave their house. There are so many kids that really that they don't want to leave their moms alone at home, especially in the more unsafer areas in South Africa. And also for children that struggles to accomplish something. So that is what the Breathe is for. So Melanie is going to tell us a little bit more about the emotional support. So the ingredients that we have in is our amarice, our wild orange, our cinnamon, and osmanthus. Okay, Mel, over to you.
Thank you, Lizanne, and thank you so much for Anak. That was absolutely great. And I think so many times we want to take a tablet or take a cream, and yet the start is what we're putting into our bodies. So this is an amazing blend, and I do just want to affirm what Lizanne said. It's so beautiful as a collection, but I want to tell you that there are a lot of adults that have fallen in love with this kit. So it's not just for little people, okay? It's literally for the whole family. So this particular blend, it's called the Courage Blend. It's brave. Now that just says it all. So from an emotional perspective, this is really going to provide support in areas maybe that your young person, try it even for yourself, when maybe they're meeting new friends, okay? A very practical, trust me, time does not permit us to go into detail, okay? But you literally would put some of the Brave, roll it onto the wrists and inhale from cupped hands. It is a beautiful blend. If you've got a child that you're working on potty training, okay, this is a great blend that you would apply on their lower back, also at the top of the neck, to get excited about being a big kid. They're being brave. It takes courage to do some of those things. For some of us who have teenagers who have an electronic addiction, this is another emotional blend that you can hear. I can see some of your faces and you're going, yes, this is the one I need. So you literally would apply, and I mean, some adults need this one for the electronic addiction, I think, but you would apply to your wrists and your temples to find ambition to begin to experience new adventures. This is a great blend if you're wanting to spark some imagination and creativity. And then also if your young person or yourself literally is wanting to try new things, this is a great blend. You literally can apply it to the navel or your chest, and you can begin to feel brave when trying new things. Again, it brings out the bravery in those that use it. It also encourages children to use self-expression. Now, I want to say this because you can say, how is one oil doing all this? I want to say that it creates almost like a little emotional blanket that makes the children feel safe so that they can begin to express themselves. This is one great blend. Back over to you, Lizanne.
Okay, so in our wellness and our skin support, I'm not going to go through all this, but this is just amazing how perfectly doTERRA has blended these it's a perfect blend. So with our aromas, and this is also again where our skincare and our wellness support comes in. So just with the aromas, it will improve the appearance of fine lines and prevent aging skin. So again, this range is not just for little kids. It's for adults as well. And I must tell you, this smells absolutely amazing. I think it is one of the nicest blends I've really ever smelled. But it will also, in the body as well, is going to improve your sleep quality, protect the immune system, lower stress, ease muscle tension, prevent premature aging, stimulate cognition, and improve respiratory health. One ingredient. wild orange, and that is awesome. If you guys, if you get the kit, then you're also going to receive a 5 ml of the wild orange itself. Now, let me tell you one thing. This oil, I'm completely addicted to it. I eat it in my yogurt every single morning. I drink it in my water every single day. It is just amazing. And obviously with your citrus blends or with your citrus oils, it's very uplifting. So that's also why it's in Brave. So it uplifts the children, it uplifts their courage, their whatever they want to accomplish, and it really makes them feel brave. And then with the wild orange, it also reduces symptoms of anxiety, depression. It's antimicrobial. So what that means is we want them to use this oil. We want everyone to use this oil, especially in acne type skin, because acne is caught in your sebaceous glands inside the skin. The sebaceous glands gets inflamed, and then there's overproduction of oil in your sebaceous glands, and that is going to start clogging up. It's like a little ball. So all the oil and the dirt from daily exposure, also as Farah also said, eating the wrong foods, that will come from the bottom of the skin or from the bottom of the body. So that will also go in. So eating too much, and yes, chocolate does cause acne. Coke does cause acne. Not in everyone, but if you are normally, how can I say this now? Whatever, but it will cause acne. So it will cause overstimulation of your sebaceous glands, and that's going to cause the oil to be inside the sebaceous follicle much more, and then the skin gets blocked by using the wrong skincare range, and then it starts inflammation again by eating the wrong foods and not working with the proper skincare from above, and that then is going to cause acne, and that can go into acute acne where you are definitely going to need to go to the doctor. So we don't want them to get to that stage. So normally with going into puberty, the hormones are completely haywired. So we need to check them from the age of about 8, 9 years old. We need to check their little skins. If you see they're starting to get blackheads, you really need to think about what they are going to start using as a skincare routine. Stuff you can buy in clicks, checkers, blah, 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 blah. No, no. Okay, we can do a class again on that again, but as I said before, we did it in December, so we can send that on to you as well. So use something that you get from either a skincare therapist or your doctor, but please do not use anything that you can buy off the shelf. Okay. So our cinnamon is also, again, fights fungus or bacteria. Again, is great to treat for the prevention of acne. Also helps with diabetes, high blood sugar, cholesterol, fights cold and flu. Excellent for oral health. And I know that I think this is also in our toothpaste, but I might be speaking under correction. Muscle strain or pain or kidney infection. And then osmanthus are for your bioactivities, including your free radical scavenging. Now, free radicals, we need them inside our body. So the osmanthus is stimulating the free radical scavenging. They are like fighters. They're like our Supermans and our Bulks and our Hulks and all those characters. So they are fighting inflammation, and then they're also helping with our neuroprotection inside our bodies. Okay, so our next blend is our Calmer. Okay, so Calmer, and this is the same color as our lavender. What I wanted to say about Brave, I'm sorry, is that this is a substitute to Motivate in the adult range. But obviously, even though the Motivate has already been diluted a little bit with fractionated coconut oil, this one is blended perfectly with fractionated coconut oil so that you can use it from a small little baby's age all the way up to anyone that has like epilepsy or pregnant ladies. So these oils are the safest to use in your house. Okay. So our next oil is our Calmer. Okay, so this is amazing. It really smells divine. Again, you feel your lavender. So this is our calming essential oil, and it promotes calmness and a serene atmosphere, allowing bedtime to be a peaceful and a welcomed experience. So for your little ones that's really struggling to sleep throughout the night, but also our little kids that is struggling with hyperactivity, temper tantrums, teenage tantrums. Definitely Calmer. Okay, so our emotional support, Mal, I'm going to hand over to you again. So our ingredients in our calmer is a lavender, Gananga, Buddha wood, and Roman chamomile. Mel, over to you.
Donkey Lizanne, wow, wow, wow. This is one of the blends that you've got to be having on you all the time. From an emotional support perspective, if your little one has issues sleeping, this is a great one to apply to the bottoms of the feet, the back of the neck. I certainly suggest 30 minutes before sleep time. So maybe after the bath, you get ready, 30 minutes before you plan on putting little one down or bigger one down. Really great. We do have the same option in terms of adults. Okay, so I really do want to say to you what we're saying about the younger people, exactly the same can be said for adults as well. A lot of children may be struggling with nightmares or monsters in the closet. I don't know if you've heard that one, okay? This particular blend is going to help them become calmer, really come into an emotional state of better rest. If there's nightmares and monsters, best to apply this one over the chest and maybe even on the wrists to ease nighttime fears. A lot of times, I don't know about you, but when we hit the teenage space, our teenagers suddenly get highly intelligent and they know far more than we as adults do. And so this argument diffuser as a calmer, restful blend, you might want to apply it on yourself first and then on your teenager, okay? If you find that your teenager, they call it tornado thoughts. So their mind just does not want to stop. Lizanne's enjoying this one. Apply to your temples, your wrist, and the back of the neck to soothe runaway and irrational thoughts. And for a young person, a teenager especially, they're not rational. They're not, sometimes those thoughts are not rational, but for them, it's real and they run away like a tornado. And then for you as an adult and for your teenage, this is an amazing relaxation blend. And so apply it, liberate your temples and chest, keep away, okay, from the eyes. And so I just want to say this literally becomes your go-to blend. Back over to you, Lizanne.
Yes, most definitely, Mel. I really agree with you 100%. And also in the times that we live in now, it's chaotic. I mean, even last year, no one knew what was going to happen. We still don't know what's going to happen, but thank goodness, at least we've been through 2020. So it's easier now to adapt with what is going on in the world at this stage with COVID. But they are also very uncertain, and we forget about it because I mean, even us as adults, we sometimes are so insecure and so unsure about what is going to happen in our businesses. So can you imagine what our children feels like? Because they pick up our fear and they pick up our insecurities, and we don't know what's going on. And if there's maybe, I mean, I'm divorced, so maybe if you there's stuff going on in your house and there's a lot of fighting between mom and dad, or they are going through divorce, or someone they've lost that they're very close to maybe passed away, especially now during COVID. So really just to calm the emotions, calm this chaoticness that is going around them, this is seriously an amazing blend. So with our lavender, oh my goodness, can I just tell you, there is no better oil for healing and for acne, skin sensitivity, eczema, psoriasis, nappy rash, anything that goes with a skin that is inflamed. Lavender, so this calmer blend is your go-to oil. So it is amazing for pimples. And I know I've actually thought about it the other day, someone will say to me, or maybe think, but if I have an oily skin, which is prone to acne, for instance, why will I put an oil on my skin? Won't it make it worse? No, it won't. Because remember now, the essential oils are 100% pure therapeutic grade. And don't see it as an oil. Don't see it like an olive oil or something like that. It's basically the blood of our plants, the blood of the flowers, the blood of the stems. I know that might sound a little bit weird saying it that way, but that's how it gets penetrated into the skin, and it will penetrate into the skin into the blood system 20 seconds after you've applied it. So even if we just use essential oils on the outside of our bodies by application, it's still going to reach the blood system, and it will still make a difference in your emotional and your wellness supports inside your body. Okay, so Kananga, that was a first for me. I didn't know what Kananga was. So it's powerful treating inflammation. So again, this calmer is going to be awesome for acne. And a lot of times, especially in acute acne or acne vulgaris, that's the medical name, it's very sore. It is, I mean, if you can imagine, if you just have one pimple, those ones that doesn't want to come out, not yellowish, whatever. I know it might sound gross, but it's sore. It's really, really so inflamed. It's very, very tender. It's red. It's swollen. Use your calmer. Okay, and then another oil, which is not in this ingredient or in this range, but for acne, which I'll definitely recommend, is using the tea tree plus. So tea tree and lavender combined is going to stop the inflammation, and the healing that goes beyond that is absolutely incredible. So with Kananga, it's going to treat our inflammation, and then it also helps in the aid in the healing of malaria, stomach upset, and asthma. So anyone that has lung problems, definitely let them use this as well, because there's always, especially now in these COVID times as well, it's definitely going to assist and help the lungs just to relax, not to have that effect inside the body. So this is really, really great to use for the little ones, especially with bronchitis or any respiratory problems, even with sinus. It's also just going to relax that area inside the body. Then our Buddha wood, again, is our calming one. Very soothing after physical exercise, but there's another blend especially for that. And then again, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antimicrobial. So I hope you guys see where I'm going to, saying that just with this kit, you can really treat almost everything that is wrong with yourself, with your husband, with your kids. And it's exactly the same that Melanie just said. Before if your children is not behaving, and I'm still one of those mums, please don't shoot me. They do get a hiding often. So maybe I must use this one more before they get a hiding. But it will definitely work for them and for me. Okay, and then we have Roman chamomile, and you can really smell the Roman chamomile inside this blend, as well as the lavender. It's an amazing smell. We also get a lot of people that says, oh no, I hate lavender. I hate the smell of lavender. Definitely start them off with this one, because even though you can smell the lavender, it's very, very, very subtle. So I don't know if you guys come across that, but definitely. Then our adult oils that we can use as well is either just our lavender itself, or the other blend we use for adults is our Serenity. So the colors are almost also very similar from the kids range to the adult range with the way that doTERRA does their marketing. Okay. So Roman chamomile, also amazing for indigestion, nausea, gas, teenagers, hello, wound healing, ulcers, sores, eczema, rashes. It's a great anti-inflammatory for pain relief, pain, neuralgia, arthritis, and then also, obviously, it's going to promote sleeping. Okay, our next blend is our rescuer. Okay, so our rescuer is almost the same as the adult version of our Deep Blue Rub or our Deep Blue Blend. Okay, so our rescuer is amazing for our little ones. It's with our body, so it's really going to boost all the, promote all the activities that the kids does. It's amazing for bumps and bruises, and then it also, with that, soothes the muscles, just help them to relax. So, and amazing for growing pains. So we always forget about that when our teenagers grow bigger. So again, with the calcium that Paranak spoke about, this is really going to assist them with the growing pains. Then our emotional support, so our ingredients, Copaiba is in here. Okay, if you don't know what Copaiba is, please go and watch YouTube videos on doTERRA's YouTube channel on Copaiba. This is an amazing, amazing oil, intense healer. We have our spearmint in, our xanthil, I can't, okay, anyway, you can read it. And again, we have our lavender. Okay, Mel, over to you again.
Thanks, Lizanne. Okay, so this soothing blend is really a great blend. Specifically, Lizanne mentioned it in terms of bruises and bumps, battle wounds. It's great to ease the pain and injury that happen inevitably with children. Sports injuries, also a good one because it's going to help soothe. Self-trust. So from an emotional perspective, understand that when children are doubting themselves, they go through this space in terms of finding their own identity. And during that time, this is a great blend that you're going to apply to the back of their necks, even to their temples, to begin to remember to trust their own instincts, okay? This one, especially for mummies with boys, stinky feet, okay? I don't know what happens during teenage years, but we have sometimes a little bit of stinky feet. Apply to the feet. Not that any of our children are currently going to school, but before they put their shoes and socks on, great one to add under their feet. And mighty muscles, apply to legs, arms, and shoulders before doing sports and workout. This is a super blend. Emotionally, you're going to find that this blend is going to provide the young person that uses it the refresh and reprieve needed for soul soothing. And sometimes the child feels an emotional support when they're walking maybe through a troubled pathway in their lives to be able to move forward better and wiser. Another one great to add to your kit. Lizanne, back to you.
Okay, so copaiba is definitely for our cardiovascular, immune system, digestive systems, but this is an amazing healer. Our spearmint, again, for digestive upsets. Then also, again, it fights bacterial infections. And then ascites, whatever, is anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial. And then lavender, as we discussed before. Okay, our second one is called our steady. Okay, so our steady, where it's definitely going to, it has a very soft, inviting, fruity aroma, and it can help soothe feelings of stress and anxiousness, mood balance, but Mala's going to talk about that right now. So our ingredients is amyris, balsam fir, coriander, and magnolia. Mal, after you.
This blend as adults, we've got a blend called Balance. This really is an incredible grounding blend. And I really want to recommend that if you have children that seem to be all over emotionally, this is going to be your go-to blend. Okay, so whether you're an adult or whether you're a teenager or a child, this is going to help ground you. So the best way I can imagine is a little boat on the water and the seas are rough and the waves are going mad. Okay, so having a grounding blend creates that anchor. So the soothing might be like serenity, calming the waters, but you need the balance, the anchor that settles that boat. And so emotionally, super duper blend. If you have a child that is battling, especially with COVID, the lockdown, social anxiety, this is a good one that you're going to apply to your wrists, lower back. A lot of mummies talk to me about frazzled school mornings. Okay, so first rub it on yourself and then rub it on the children. This is a good blend. So Lizanne has spoken to us about some of her behavioral challenges. I want to say this one is one you're going to grab when you're going to send your child on a time out. Okay, so you're going to roll it on their wrists and maybe let them just slowly breathe, deeply inhale this blend, and then they can go on a meaningful and significant time out. If your child needs some superhero confidence, this is going to one you're going to apply to their chest and to the back of their neck. And if you've seem to have this crying, battling baby, this is another good blend to go for. Just gently rub it under their feet, and who knows, it could provide the grounding that they need. From an emotional perspective, this is going to provide your young person or adult being able to be a little bit steadier emotionally throughout the day. Great blend every morning under the feet. You won't go wrong. Back to you, Lizanne.
Okay, so again, we have our balsam fir, which is anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. So they can our teenagers can literally use our oils, and they can go all over their skin where most of their acne is, and they're going to smell it, and it's going to have all the emotional support and the wellness and the skin support that you need. So that's how easy it is. Just going to apply it, and then they're going to continue with their skincare routine. So with coriander, which I love about this blend, is any stressful situation will cause upset tummies, or it will cause, that's where all our problems inside our body start, inside the gut. So our coriander is just going to relieve that gastrointestinal stress that is there for most of the time, especially in stressful times. And then again, our magnolia, which is in there, is moisturizing to the skin. So awesome. So again, there you have just one oil that's going to do everything, especially in acne. Okay, now we have our stronger blend. This one is awesome. Okay, and this one is the same for the adults as our On Guard. Okay, so now you're sending your kids to school. Again, I've got goosebumps. Sending your kids to school with their stronger, and you know that they are going to protect it from the outside problems in the world at this stage. It will really, really help to stimulate their immune support, promotes clear and healthy looking skin, and it will really help with their emotions again as well. So then the emotional support, the ingredients is cedarwood, lithia, frankincense, and rose. So these are two of our absolutely the king of our oils and the queen of our oils put together in one super amazing, amazing blend. The reason why all the ingredients of the On Guard, like your oregano, is not in here is you won't want the school to give you a call and say, listen, your child is like applying this oil onto everyone's faces, and now the oregano got into their eyes and the whole class is crying and your throat is upset and everything is just not lekker. So this is so calming as well, even though it's going to protect your little ones against all the virus, I'm not allowed to say that, bacteria, fungal infections, and you can name it. Okay, Mel, over to you.
Thank you, Lizanne. Okay, so this is one that emotionally, this blend brings strong heart into social interactions. Okay, it helps. Boundaries are very important. A lot of our children don't understand healthy boundaries. This is going to be one emotionally that's going to help them fortify their boundaries, love, promoting a sense of true community, but it's also going to help you in terms of fatigue. A lot of our young people now have this incredible fatigue. Lizanne did mention it. It helps to support against those, we'll call them for teenagers, zombie attacks. Okay, that seems to be the craze. So your zombies being bacteria, viruses, fungus, etc. This is a great blend to be able to support your body's normal functioning, happy, healthy body metabolism, and also just to get ready for playtime and having fun outside. Good blend to go to. Back to you, Lizanne.
Okay, so our wellness and skin support, again, with cedarwood, it clarifies and promotes a clear and healthy skin. Lithia is calming, okay, also cleansing to the skin. Okay, obviously frankincense, hello. Everyone that uses Immortelle, which is for the adults, ladies, amazing oil. It's anti-inflammatory, it helps with blemishes, especially after acne or during acne to prevent blemishes from happening on the skin. It's hydrating, moisturizing, healing. It promotes a healthy cellular function inside the body, boosts the immune system, respiratory. This is just all. This is just all. And then rose, I mean, this is one of the most expensive oils in the world. In the world, yes. And that's also going to hydrate the skin, clear acne, reduce signs of aging, minimize the appearance of scars. So this oil is your absolute go-to oil for any of our teenagers that is in a stage of going into acne or just pimples or whatever. Okay, then we have our tamer. Okay, we still only have 2 oils left, so I know we might go a little bit over time, so I'm very sorry about that, but I just can't stop speaking. Okay, so our tamer is our oil that is also the same as for adults as our Zengest. This oil is super amazing with the ingredients. It's going to help. It's got it includes ginger, black pepper, parsley seed, and Japanese peppermint. I've never heard of that, but this oil is amazing. We're going to have a look on what it says on the website about Japanese peppermint. So this is really a more physical oil or oil for your body to use, but it does have emotional support as well. Mel?
Okay, Lizanne is 100% correct. I also didn't know that there was something called Japanese ginger, but an amazing and fascinating fact is that it is especially useful for uplifting the mood And remember, and this is something that I think we don't realize, 90% of our happiness, the serotonin that our body produces, is produced in the gut, okay? So because emotions and hormones are housed in the gut, a cheerful mood is an important part of healthy digestion. So this is really, really one that's great for you. Tummy bugs, car sick, speedster, if you get motion sick or car sick, this is a great blend for you to use. And also, if you find that you have an overheated skin, this is a good blend to be able to rub. So just if your child needs a little tummy relief, this is the go-to blend. Back to you, Lizanne.
Okay, so with our Japanese peppermint and our ginger is much more an oil that's going to work on their wellness support. And black pepper, again, and you really don't even smell the black pepper inside, is going to be help with healthy cell function, healthy circulation, immune booster, antioxidant. So this is almost your prevention of acne blend. I will definitely say that, because again, we don't want upset stomachs, or we really want to treat that first. And then we have parsley seed. This was really for me an amazing ingredient to see all the positive activity or benefits in there. Anti-rheumatic, antimicrobial, antiseptic, anti-arthritic, astringent, antiseptic, circulatory, carminative, diuretic, the list goes on and on and on. So again, all of that in one small little bottle. Okay, our last oil is our thinker. Okay, so what does this tell you? That's why I put the blocks in there as well. So this is for taking to school definitely every single day. It's going to help them with constant up and downs, learning experiences, focusing when they are studying, focusing when they go to school, to really focus, remember, that is what this oil is going to do. So the ingredients is our vetiver, peppermint, as we discussed before, clementine, and rosemary. Mel?
Okay, so it's interesting whether you're young or old. I'm a lifelong learner, and I'm still using peppermint and rosemary, which really enhance memory retention. Did you know that? So if you start forgetting things, listen, your go-to is going to be your peppermint and your rosemary. And also, if you are training your brain in that way, they are also going to give you the ability to recall information. So if your child is studying, or if you're studying, have this blend handy, and you can even pop some in your diffuser. That is really, really great for you. Right back to the emotional blend. This blend is going to help support more peaceful thoughts. It helps turn, and sometimes our young people have a sense of agitation, even frustration sometimes. And it helps to be able to provide the space where they can be, again, those thoughts more rational and useful. Creative writing, this is a great one. It's the Thinker blend, of course. ADD and ADHD, this is going to be your blend go-to before taking a test. Again, but if you start implementing this in while they're doing their homework, while they are studying, then to pop it on before that test, it's going to help them. If your children seem to have distractions or a bit of confusion, this is going to be your go-to blend. Back over to Lizanne.
Okay. Vetiver, I never in my life thought that it's going to help with lice. Yeah, that's not a nice subject to speak about. Repelling insects. So it's also going to help with your joint and muscle pain, just really, really calming. And then also it's going to support a healthy looking and even skin tone. So again, your rosemary helps for occasional fatigue and nervousness. And then also it supports your healthy internal organ function. And then rosemary, as you all know, is absolutely amazing for healthy looking hair. Okay, so that is our oils. Okay. Okay. Okay, and so this is our kids collection. I hope that you all have learned a lot about them. I must say, I was so excited and so just intrigued and amazed by putting this all together and all the ingredients. So with this month, I'm just going to go into this as well. With this month, we have our kids collection enrollment promotion. So this is the one that I got as well. So you don't need to, if you guys already enrolled, you don't need to enroll again, obviously, to get this. You can just buy it as well on your back office. So what it includes is your 5 ml wild orange, your 5 ml lavender, the whole kids collection, the new Brevi diffuser, and your enrollment fee. So if you put everything together and you add that up, it comes to a total of 4,392. Okay, that's a lot. But for the month, you are going to save 1,600 Rand if you enroll, and the price for January is 2,760 Rand. So this is truly a kit set together for the whole family. It's going to last you, okay, obviously it depends on how many oils your children use it, because they're making me bankrupt with all the oils. But this is surely going to last you for about 3 to 6 months. And then what I also want to let you know about is we have a new class for our professionals and practitioners. So if you know of anyone that is a beauty therapist, hairdresser, nutritionist, doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, psychologists, you name it, please get them to also join these classes and our classes on Thursday, so that we can get people to understand what the education about these oils are about, and how to get these oils out there so that we can really educate people and that we can change lives. I really hope you enjoyed this class. I'm really sorry for going over time a little bit, but yes, I just absolutely love this. I would love if someone can maybe share some testimonies as well. So you're more than welcome to do that. Mel will go over into that now. Yeah, so thank you everyone, and thank you for joining our class. Really love.
We absolutely love that, and let me tell you, Lizanne will be the first one to tell you, to try and compact what we touched on today is absolutely almost next to impossible. So we just honor your incredible investment. Bye donkey for your tag. And we want to encourage you. We've literally just touched the iceberg when it comes to teenagers and the skin and the gut health, etc., etc. But I'm going to open the lines. I know that we've got some young people who would like to share testimonies of what they have experienced using it. We are going to give away some oils straight after we're done. And Faranak, I know I've already been sent a message. There's a question for you from one of our young people that are watching today. So if you do have questions for either Lizanne, if you've got questions for Faranak, you may put it in the chat bar, or we will open the lines later. But we're going to hand over first. I do believe that Darlene, you've got some young people on your side that want to share testimony of what the oils have done for them. Over to you.
I like doTERRA oils and it makes me happy. Thank you everyone. First of all, Mel and Lizanne, you unpacked this amazingly and went into more detail than I ever knew was possible. And I have a variety of people here, not only young, also old. It's the biggest doTERRA fans that I know. It's my family, so I'm going to move the camera so that you can see them all. And Michael was very excited to say how he loves the oils, and he also had a question, and then Jack has a short testimony and Alana as well. So Faranak, maybe if you can answer Michael's question, please.
Okay, Darlene, we're not seeing anything in terms of your camera. Faranak, the question is, does Coke really cause a bad skin?
Okay, so that's an interesting question, specifically with kids. Yeah, I mean, it is, because a lot of the time, like what is the real root cause of a lot of acne and skin issues are inflammation. And as we know, like sugary drinks, sugar by itself can cause inflammation in the body. And then there is no matter if it's a diet or a regular Coke or any other soda, even juice, they could cause breakouts. So basically sugar and artificial sweeteners have the potential to affect your hormones as well, depending on the type of sweetener that they use. It can also dry out the skin, which can make it more prone to acne. Also, so packaged juices even, they also often contain additives and refined sugars and high fructose corn syrup, which can cause inflammation and which can affect your skin. So the best thing is just to stay away from all these sodas and sugary drinks, like commercial fruit juices. And yeah, try and stick to your water. Add these beautiful oils that we have, which can give a wonderful taste to your water, and then stick to the natural, basically drinks and yeah, fruits and vegetables.
Thank you so much. Very, very powerful. I'm going to hand over because I see the camera's back on now to Darlene. We heard you, Darlene. We just didn't see you and your beautiful family. So Jack, I see you over there and you're going to share with us now. Thank you.
Okay. I use Melaleuca and lavender every time I have a pimple, then I put it on and it helps.
Wow, thank you. That is a powerful testimony. Ek weet dit was. Dankie, Jack.
They use, actually before the kids range around in South Africa, they use the touch, the lavender touch and the Melaleuca touch. Each of my children has their own little kits that they take to the hostel because they all stay in the hostel. And they even know how to help their friends as well. So Alana has a small little testimony, but she's going to share it in Afrikaans if you don't mind.
Perfect.
And Michael also just wants to add something quick after his sister. So
Awesome. Ons sê hallo ook vir oupa Jack wat daar in die hoekie sit. Hallo oupa Jack. Hallo Alana, kom deel saam met ons. I will do a translation for you after Alana's spoken.
Okay, dan ek gebruik elke aand kleer die kamer gewoonlik en dit help regtig vir my faces om al gewone mooi te balanseer. En die lavender touch en die tea tree help ook baie vir faces.
Wow, die lavender touch en die
Tea tree dan.
Ongelooflik. Dankie. So that was interesting. We've got a couple of people who don't understand Afrikaans. So Alana is actually a very, very good athlete. And she's saying how Claricom as a young lady, how Claricom is helping her every day. It's a beautiful roller touch blend, especially for women's health. And she was saying for her skin, particularly tea tree, Melaleuca, lavender help her. Hallo Michael, kom deel saam met ons.
Hallo. En Tannie, ek gebruik altyd die bloekomolie en die ongaardolie as ek gaan vasvang.
Wow. Love that. Dankie, Michael. Michael is very much an outdoor man, and he loves to go fishing, especially on the farm. And he was saying, Darlene, daar was een wat hy voorgebruik het. Was that Terra Shield?
Eucalyptus. And,
okay, so eucalyptus and On Guard, that's coming from in the old days, for those of you who are my age, remember the camel men. Michael is a perfect, good-looking young camel man, which are those outdoor men. So thank you so much, Michael. Right, any other questions for Faranak and Lizanne? I'm going to stop the recording.